Hello Huskies, welcome back from Thanksgiving. Hope you had a wonderful time not coming to school and doing whatever it is that you did to celebrate. So let's jump on in to the rest of chapter 4. This will carry us through, not quite all the way to Christmas break, but it's something to look forward to. So we're going to start just kind of by refreshing your memory with how to add, subtract fractions with common denominators. Okay, so this should be super breezy. So let's see how much you remember. But even though you know what you're doing, don't skip through. Make sure you're listening to everything so that you don't miss anything. All right. So remember, when adding and subtracting fractions only, each fraction must have common denominators. So again, that's not with multiplication or division, as you've already known, since we've already studied those. Okay, it's only adding and subtracting do we need that. And then once your denominators are the same, some people have the tendency to try and simplify them, right? We don't want to do that. We get common denominators, and then simple as just performing the operation on the numerator. And those denominators will not change. Once they're the same, they're going to stay that way until your final answer. Then is when you would want to simplify. So let's just kind of look at number 1. So both of my denominators are 9. And so I don't have to do anything with that. My denominator is going to remain 9. All I have to focus on now is the numerators. 1 plus 5. Well, 1 plus 5 is 6. So I have 6 over 9. And then you'd want to simplify. Remember, when you're showing your work for simplifying, you can put dividing, but you can't just write one number. You have to write it as a fraction. So I know that 3 goes into both of those, so I'm going to write it like that. That shows that I'm dividing the numerator and denominator by the same number, which is going to give us an answer of 2/3. Awesome. So looking at number 2, our common denominators are 13. So really all I'm looking at is 8 minus 5, which is going to be 3, and your denominator will stay the same, 13. That does not simplify, so that is your answer. Number 3, now notice here we're putting in negative numbers. So that should not throw you, because look, our denominators are the same, so my answer will have the same denominator. And now as I'm looking at this, you are going to have to remember your integer rules. So negative 4 plus 9. So remember, those are different signs, a negative and a positive. So that's going to be our DSL. Subtract them, so 9 minus 4 is 5. And then you keep the sign of the larger number. In this case, 9 is the bigger number, and it was positive, so my numerator will be positive. And so now I have a fraction of a positive, 5 over 5, which simplifies to 1. All right? So don't let the negatives mess you up. It's going to be the same kind of rules as always. So here, notice the negative on number 4 is out front. Whoops, right here. And so you can just kind of rewrite that if you wanted to go with the top. So negative 1 over 4 plus 1 over 4. So again, my denominators will not change. I'll have a 4. Well, what's negative 1 plus 1? Those are additive inverses. Same number, opposite signs, always going to go to 0. And so 0 over 4, or 0 divided by 4, is 0. Remember, you cannot have a 0 in the denominator, but you can have a 0 in the numerator. All right, so let's pay attention to number 5. Notice we have a negatives and subtraction. So again, our common denominators are 7, so my answer will stay with a denominator of 7. And then my numerator is negative 3 minus 1. That's be one of your looping problems, if you remember that. So it's actually like adding 2 negatives. So negative 3 plus negative 1 is negative 4. That does not simplify, so we leave it like that. I know this is hopefully super simple as just a refresher from what you've learned before, but we're just kind of working our way back into those operations with fractions. Here on number 6, you have 3 fractions we're looking at. I would highly recommend going just in order, left to right, just like the order of operations would tell us to do. So when we're looking here, we have 8s, and so 5, and then our top is 5 plus 1. So we're going to have 6 over 8 minus a negative 3/8. Same thing works, guys. as your giant plus from integers, so those two negatives can cross as a giant plus. So now I'm just adding. So I have 6 plus 3, giving me 9/8. You can either choose to leave it as an improper fraction as long as it's simplified, or you can change it into your mixed number, 1 and 1/8. Either one of those answers is acceptable. All right, and we have one word problem that we're going to look at here. And real quick, if you are listening, you're going to need the secret word, which is pickles. So remember the secret word of pickles here in a minute. All right, so in number 7 it says, in Mrs. Harkin's first hour class, 6 out of 27 students got an A. In her second hour class, 9/27 students got an A. What fraction more of the students got an A in first hour than in second hour? Well, real quick, if you look at that, it's saying what more in first hour, but if you're looking at your numbers, hopefully you notice that first hour did not have as many as in second hour. So this actually needs to be switched. So you can either draw an arrow or you can rewrite it. So it should say what fraction more of the students got an A in second hour than in first hour. So let's make that correction first, just so we don't confuse ourselves. So sorry about that error. All right, so going back to the question's really asking us for what fraction more. And so when we have a question like that, it leads us to believe that we should probably be doing subtraction. And so when you have a word problem, we do want to try and set it up showing what we actually want to do. So we're going to say, okay, this many people had A's in second hour, and then I'm going to subtract the ones from first hour to see how many more I had in that second hour class. My denominators are already the same, so that makes things obviously quick and easy. So 9 minus 6 is 3. So 3 more students got an A. But don't forget, we always want to write it in simplest form. So when we simplify that, you could show that we're dividing both of them by 3, giving us 1/9. So 1/9 of students, or 1 out of 9 students, did better in second hour. All right, this next one is going to be a you try, so go ahead and take a moment. You'll pause the video. I'll read it for you here, and then I'll let you kind of work it out. So the table shows the instant messenger abbreviations students at Hillside Middle School use the most. So in part A, it's asking what fraction of these students uses LOL or see you later when using instant messenger. So notice we have two different things there going on. I want to know the total of that. And then in letter B, it says what fraction more of these students write later than see you later when using instant messenger. So go ahead and pause the video, think about those for a moment, see if you can get the answer, and then resume the video to find out. All right, so in letter A, we want to know how many or what fraction of students use both. So we had to take both of the amounts and add them together. The expectation, guys, on these word problems is that you are writing the original problem or the expression that goes with them and then simplifying that. So we do want you to have the 26 over 100 and the plus 7 over 100, leading you to 33 out of 100 students use either LOL or see you later when texting. In letter B, what fraction more? So again, there's that language is from above. That means subtraction. So I'm going to find how many are using the L8R for later minus the ones that use the see you later. And that leaves us with 41 out of 100 students more or use later more than see you later. All right, so that brings us to your next set of you tries. So these are going to be completely on your own. And then give yourself some time. I will give you some of the answers, but I will not give you all of them so your teacher can check the answers on that. And also, if you remember from the earlier in the video what my magic or my secret word is, I want you to write that at the bottom of this page. All right, good luck. I will go ahead and pause the video, resume it later to see how you did on some of them, and then make sure you do the rest also for your teacher to check. Thanks, guys. All right, well, there you have it on a couple of them. Make sure you get the other ones done for your teacher to check. And don't forget about the secret word written at the bottom of this page. Bye, guys.